Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Lone Star Chick Plans, and welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been watching my videos and you've been here before. You know what time it is. It is time to do our monthly debt update, and this month we're updating for the month of April. And so let's get started here into the video. So first I want to start off by saying that April'd, and I was not able to pay as much debt as I would have liked. We did manage to pay some debt, but it still wasn't what I had planned or what I wanted. But I knew that going into the month of April, I may or may not have been able to pay what I wanted. So I kind of already had my mind set that that would be the case. So with all that being said, for April, if you watch my most recent budget closeout video, you will see that I did manage to pay a little over $1,000, $1,011.94 to be exact, for the month of April. So, I mean, I did pay a significant amount of money, but it wasn't what I wanted to pay. I wanted to pay more, and specifically more towards my Discover card, but I was not able to because of, you know, the fact that we went out of town and had to pay for those expenses. So with that being said, let's go over what we did manage to pay this month. So for debt, what we still have, I'll just recap. Let me back up a second. Let me recap what I paid in April towards debt. I don't have it written down here, but I'll insert a clip in my video over here highlighting what I paid from the month for my budget closeout video. And that was loan number 1. We paid $190, which that, if you guys have been here before, you know that loan number 1 has been transferred to a balance transfer credit card, and I just got that set up, I believe, last month. So last month was my first payment towards that card, and it is now an interest-free balance because the interest was killing me, y'all. That personal loan was just killing me on the interest. I really wasn't making much headway with the amount of money that I was paying. So it is due in March of next year, but we'll talk more about that when we get here. But I did manage to pay $190 towards that balance. My Discover card, which is the focus right now, I did pay $400, but my goal was $1,100. So that did not happen, obviously. Then I paid my Payza number 6, which is a medical bill for my surgery that I had in November. So that is a monthly payment of $53.94, and that is no interest. I did pay a little bit towards my TJ Maxx credit card, which was $50. And then I did make a payment to my Macy's card, and that was $50. And then I also paid my loan number 2, which is my student loan, and that was $268 payment. So all in all, that was $1,011.94 that was paid in the month of April. So now, after those April payments, this is the balances that are left. The next one in line, I kind of redid this sheet to the current month. So I'm just going to write April over here, because I'll just insert this new sheet every single month and update the balances for you guys. So for this month, we are left with my Macy's card, which I still owe $157.33. My TJ Maxx card, which had a balance of $494.69. We are ending the month with $224.34 still owed. My Care Credit card, that is $464.38, and as you guys can see, we paid that off in March. And in April, we had to add it back because I did have to take my dog back to the vet. And that was $464.38. So it is no interest balance. So I can take a little bit of time to pay this back. I may do that. I'm not sure yet what the plan is going to be for that. I'm going to think about it a little bit. And I don't have a payment due right now, so I still have a little bit of time before I need to make the first payment towards this come in June, I believe. So we'll see how that pans out. So right now, as of right now, I am not showing a payment on this current statement because I didn't have a balance when the statement cut off. So it is no interest, but I do need to make a plan for that. Discover, this is the focus right now. And for this month, we started with a balance, not the month, but the entire balance that I put on this card. We started with a balance of $7,757.74. And right now, as of today, at the end of April, we owe $7,103.89. So a little bit of headway there, but hopefully I have a plan for May that we'll talk about, and my goals on how we're going to handle that. So my loan number 1, which is now my balance transfer credit card. This Discover card was also a balance transfer credit card. I transferred a personal loan and other credit card debt to this card. So there was 2 different balance transfers that were on this card. That is a balance transfer. So it's all 0% interest. This is all 0% interest. And then this balance transfer is now 0% interest. And we started with $10,170.26 on the personal loan. And as of right now, after the balance transfer and everything settling out, my current balance is $9,304.68. Then we have my pays in number 6. That is my medical bill for my surgery that I had in November of last year. And we started with a balance of $2,589.34. The current balance is $2,427.52. So a little tiny bit of headway there, but we're only paying $53.94 a month because that is the payment plan set up for this. And this is no interest. So I'm just slow boating it because that is not the focus right now. These other balance transfer cards are the focus. And this is in order of how I would like to pay the balances off. So this is going to be pretty much like the priority. So loan number 2, which is my student loan, and that started with a balance of $25,190.69 when I started paying off this debt. Right now we have a current balance of $24,444.60. So right now, total debt that is owed as of the end of April is $44,126.74. We started with a balance of $53,019.06. So the total amount of debt payments that we have paid is $8,892.32, which is this minus that is $8,892.32. So I just made a note here that as of April, it has been 6 months that I have started paying off debt, and really hard paying off debt, like really focused on it, budgeting, saving money, and also paying off debt. It's been 6 months. So I started this debt payoff journey in November of 2023. So far what we have paid to date is 16.77%. So we are, let's see, 100 minus 16.77. We have 83% left to go to get this paid in full. So that is where we are right now. So the total amount we still have in debt is $44,126.74. So now for the month of May, the plan for May is, let me just get my cheat sheet here. So for the month of May, the plan is to pay $1,943.61 towards debt. That is what I have mapped out. I have my whole month planned out, my paycheck 1, paycheck 2. I'm looking at my monthly overview right now, which I will also insert somewhere over here in the corner. I'll insert from my budget, my monthly overview, what I plan on paying this month towards debt, which is going to be paying my Macy's card off in full, paying my TJ Maxx credit card off in full, not paying anything towards my Care credit card just yet because I don't have a balance due yet, but I probably will as of June. So I will in June probably have to bring this back into the budget and start making some payments or paid in full. My Discover card, I do plan on making an $1,100 payment. That is what I have mapped out between paycheck 1 and paycheck 2. For my loan number 1, I plan on paying the minimum, which is $190, because that isn't the current focus. My PaySa number 6, I plan on paying the minimum payment, which is $53.94. And my loan number 2, I plan on paying the minimum payment of $268. And actually the minimum payment is less than that, but I pay $268 because I just keep it like an even number, and I pay a little extra towards above my minimum payment. So just to kind of combat the interest a little bit, for May, that is going to be the focus. So $1,943.61 is the plan for May. If I have any leftover money, which I may or may not have, because we are going out of town to go see my daughter in the middle of May, so I may need some of my income to cover whatever we need to cover, you know, and it's probably just going to be like mainly just food, whether eating out or buying groceries to stay in and eat with her. So it just depends on what happens there. I may need, but I am gonna plan on trying to save my spending money for paycheck number 2, because that's really the time when we're gonna be traveling, is save my paycheck money and maybe some grocery money and put towards that, because we'll be gone a whole week. So I'm hoping that that money can help us there, and then we should be covered, and I wouldn't have to take out from making any of the planned payments that I already have mapped out. So this should be paid off in May. This should be paid off in May. We should be well on our way to pay that off in June, but not May. So these two for sure in May, and then this would be paid a decent amount in May. So I really got kind of unmotivated in April. I was ready to get over April and start May because I wasn't able to make that large lump sum payment that I have been making the last couple of months. So April kind of sucked a little bit personally because I wasn't able to, you know, meet and fulfill my goals that I had set. So I, you know, kind of had a setback there. And then with having to take my dog back to the vet, that also kind of, you know, hurt a little bit. But we have to do what we have to do, and sometimes life just happens, and that is exactly what happened this month. Now the other thing I would like to say, and I guess point out, and you guys are probably saying that too, is like, you know, we do have an emergency savings. We do have a good size amount in our emergency savings where I could, you know, not, I wouldn't say necessarily pay off all of my debt, but I could pay most of my debt with what I have in savings, but then that would leave us with nothing. I could pull this from savings and pay this off. I could pull this from savings and pay it off. I could pull this from savings and pay it off. But the problem with that is that's not, first of all, that's not what that's for. And second of all, it's such a small amount that I would rather just pay it out of my budget in the month than have to pull from my savings to pay it and then feel like I need to replenish my savings to pay that back. It would be the same thing. So that's how we just operate. If we did borrow from savings for anything or move money around and we need quick cash and we just grab it and pull it from our savings, we always pay it back. So that is one thing that we do for our own selves, you know, for our own budget. And also the money that I would pull from savings is sitting in my Wealthfront account, and my Wealthfront account is a high yield savings account. So my money, as long as my money is sitting there, my money is making money for me. So if this is no interest and this is no interest, this is no interest, this is no interest, it really isn't benefiting me to pay it off early, or, you know, not be able to get the interest on the money that's sitting in my bank account. So as long as my money is sitting in my high yield savings, it's actually making money for me. And as long as I'm able to pay this off, you know, with money in my budget, then that to me seems like a better route to take, if that makes sense. So that's how I've kind of thought it through. That's how kind of me and my husband have discussed that this is the better option, that how we'd like to handle it for now. If I get to the point where I'm at the end of my balance transfer and let's say I owe $1,000 or I owe, you know, $800 or $900, I would probably definitely pull from savings and just to not have to balance transfer it again, and or have to pay all that interest that's been accruing this whole time. And then I would just pay that money back to my savings on my next check. So that is also an option if I get to that point, which we'll see, because I have a feeling we will get to that point with my loan number 1. Seeing as I couldn't pay that payment this month for Discover, I couldn't make that $1,100 payment towards it. I have these other things that are going to get in the way of also making another significant payment in, let's say, May or June. So that is going to push probably this into one more month, which would be like November, maybe December-ish. And so that would leave me not being able to pay this off in time. So I would have to balance transfer it again. But I could always balance transfer it from here to back to my Discover card and still save on the interest, and the amount owed at that time would probably be a lot less. So the balance transfer fee would probably also be less, and it would still probably be worth it, even because I would still be saving on interest. So it just depends on that. That we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So for now, I'm just gonna, you know, we're just taking it 1 month at a time, because it can be overwhelming. It is overwhelming, and I don't want to be overwhelmed. So we're going to take it one step at a time, 1 month at a time, one paycheck at a time. And that's how we're going to do that. What else did I want to cover? So yeah, that's the plan for May. We'll see how it goes. We'll come back together at the end of May and recap what has taken place in May, where we're at, and how it went. So yeah, you guys, we're working with $44,126.74 of debt, and we will be on month number 7. Let's see, December to January to February to March to April to May. Yeah, we'll be on month 7 in the month of May of debt payoff. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like the video, give me a boost, give me a comment, let me know what you guys think. How is it going on your debt payoff journey? If you are also on a debt payoff journey, let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know where you're at on your journey, and let's keep each other motivated to pay this debt off and be on our way to financial freedom. Isn't that the dream? So yeah, you guys, so we'll catch up later on in May. Stay tuned for, you know, are my other budget videos that will be coming out, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.